What's good, YouTube? It's your boy LB Dino. I appreciate you checking out the vid. Hope you enjoy it. Democrat leader offers to help Republican become Speaker of the House. And yet another example of why I always say it's stupid for y'all niggas to be out here fighting each other over being Democrat or Republican because they are all the same.
Get a little of this story. Democratic Congressman Clyburn, he's going to help Kevin McCarthy get elected as Speaker
Oh my God.
of the House.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what if he does that? Then Kevin McCarthy will become Speaker of the House.
That's the worst thing that could ever happen in life. I'm willing to give up health care to keep that from happening.
We couldn't force a vote on health care because they said Kevin McCarthy could become Speaker.
Right.
Well, now we still don't have a vote on Medicare for all. And the Democrats are going to help make Kevin McCarthy Speaker.
They're cutting out the middleman, Jimmy.
What
and passing the
dimension?
savings to you.
That's right. Kurt, what dimension of chess is this? They always like to say they're playing. This is beyond 4D chess.
Yeah, this is
Dumb D.
Yeah.
This is all here it is.
Because what Jimmy's talking about and making fun of is the fact that Nancy Pelosi was up for Speaker of the House or whatever, and the so-called squad that's supposed to be like progressive or whatever the hell, they had enough people where they could have withheld their votes to make until and make sure that in order for them to vote for her again, which they did, what they what they should have done is make sure that she brings Medicare for all to the floor. But you see, them niggas is cowards and they just want to fall in line, so they didn't do that. Instead, they just voted for her and gave a whole bunch of excuses like, oh, this dude that they're now saying they're gonna help get in be Speaker of the House could become Speaker of the House if they don't vote for Nancy Pelosi. You see the nonsense and the backflips that these niggas do to not do something that actually use their power. These niggas is all ass, bro. Stop voting for these niggas. Start a third party. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
His House Majority Whip, James Clyburn, and complete corporate tool, needled House Minority.
Yeah, we just said complete corporate tool. That's the James Clyburn nigga that niggas was praising and all that because he's the one that got Biden elected pretty much. This nigga is bought and paid for just as much as any Republican, nigga. So this is the problem with niggas always thinking, oh, you should vote for black people. Nigga, he's a black man. And all he cares about, he doesn't care about y'all. He doesn't care about other black people. He doesn't care about none of that. He care about that bread. And that's why he is in the position he's in.
Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy on Sunday suggesting the GOP leader could solicit support from Democrats in his quest for the speakership, despite the California Republican saying he will not look to the other side of the aisle to win the leadership role.
Hey, how come you're not supposed to call it like a master bedroom anymore because that's offensive? But you can still say majority whip.
Yeah.
Minority, like, hey, those change isn't coming in, huh?
Jim Clyburn, speaking with Jonathan Capehart on MSNBC's The Sunday Show, said that while he thinks McCarthy will secure the Speaker's gavel next month, if enough Republicans refuse to give their support, the GOP leader could look to Democrats for the necessary votes. If there are 7 or 8 people who are not going to vote for him, then I would advise him to go and look the other side of the aisle and see whether or not there are some deals over there to be made. Jesus H effing Christ.
Can we go to a friend of the show, David Sirota, and run this by him?
I did.
It was like an asteroid about to hit the earth. Kevin McCarthy being Speaker of the House.
Asked what kind of deals he had in mind, Clyburn, who will serve as assistant Democratic leader in the next Congress, said, I
These are your
think that if we
Democratic-
could sit down together.
These are your Democratic leaders. You heard? Niggas, y'all supposedly hate all the Republicans and all that nonsense. But he's trying to elect this one to the House. Like,
We might be
just stop. Just stop. Stop with the hate towards each other over strippiness.
able to forge an agenda that would be acceptable to 218 people.
No one else in the country but the highest 218 on the totem pole.
He said McCarthy and Representative Hakeem Jeffries, who was recently elected to be the leader of next House Democratic leader, should discuss potential areas of bipartisan cooperation. Now, you know those areas of potential bipartisan cooperation. You know what those are.
Preventing healthcare?
That's
Exactly.
that's the area.
Hey, you know, we got more in common.
More money
man.
for
It's-
wars.
Oh my
They're
god.
going to come together to screw you out of a minimum wage, a living wage, screw railroad workers out of striking, out of sick days. They're going to come together to screw you out of health care. They're
Yep.
going to come together to make sure we keep spending money in Ukraine instead of here in the United States. That's what they're
1000%.
going to do.
What? Okay, so Ryan, because I remember Ryan Grimm. You showed me the clips. I was like, Jimmy is gotta be exaggerating before you showed me the clip of him straight up lying that Kevin McCarthy was going to be Speaker of the House.
No, you're talking about David Sirota.
Oh, Sirota, but Grimm was.
No, Grimm came out and debunked it, actually.
Oh, he did.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's right. It was the
Yeah.
Sirota video first.
Yeah.
So now, so it wasn't possible for him to become Speaker of the House from that. By the way, that was not true.
That was
right?
not true. It was not a thing. It could not happen.
So they were like, we can make it happen.
And now they're going to make it happen. They're like, remember when you were afraid that McCarthy could become Speaker if we did something? Well, now we're going to make that dream come true.
Oh, Dave Sirota, don't look up.
It's so sad and corny the way they.
Sit down with Hakeem Jeffries and talk about the future of this country. Talk about doing as many things as we can in a bipartisan way. That's how you do it, Clyburn said when pressed. You bring votes to the table. We bring votes to the table. Let's see what we can do about fashioning a bipartisan approach to making this country's greatness accessible and affordable for all its citizens.
Make America.
Its greatness affordable?
Hold on, it's got all the letters of MAGA in it.
Ah!
Make America great, accessible. Oh my
Where is it?
God.
Where is
Making this country's greatness accessible and affordable.
make this country's greatness accessible
He's saying
and
MAGA.
affordable? He's saying MAGA.
Yeah. Make America great again? Is that what you mean?
As George Carlin said, Kurt, the word bipartisan usually means some larger than usual deception is being carried out.
Wow. A lot of blackmailed criminal people like
Yes.
agreeing to do some wicked shit.
Clyburn's comments come as several House Republicans remain opposed to McCarthy's push for Speaker, threatening to derail his bid. The House, so what?
Do you think that if same thing was going on in the Democratic Party, that anybody on the Republican side would say the same thing that this nigga Clyburn has just said? I'm gonna give you the answer to that question. No.
the Republicans are doing is what the Democrats were too chicken shit to do.
Oh, right.
The Democrats, the squad, would not demand anything for their vote for Nancy Pelosi as Speaker, but the Republicans are. But I was an asshole that if you listen to the people like Ryan Grimm and David Sirota and the Young Turks and all the defenders of the politicians in the Democratic Party, they'll tell you I was wrong to do that.
Oh, that was grim. When it's third and down,
Yeah,
you
that
gotta
was
kick
him.
a goal, field goal.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah. And he was making bad football analogies
That's
to
what it
defend
was.
politicians against healthcare activists. That's what Ryan Grimm was doing.
Well, let's
from
have
the
some growing
Intercept.
pains. We learned that from his interview with
But now he's got a good job over at the Breaking Points. He brings that corporate bullshit, the politician defending stuff over to the Crystal and Sagar show.
yeah, it's great.
The House GOP conference chose him as its nominee for the top job in a closed-door vote last month, but he will need to secure support from at least half of the members voting during January's floor.
Breaking Points is my people, bro. But damn, son, that was a weird hire, bro. That was such a weird hire to me, bro. But they all in a little like group and shit. Like all of them niggas fucks with each other,
Vote. 5 conservative Republicans have already said
except for Jimmy. Jimmy don't fuck with none of these niggas.
or strongly indicated that they will oppose McCarthy, putting his bid for the speakership on thin ice as Republicans enter a narrow majority next month. A number of other hardline conservative lawmakers have not yet said how they will vote during next month's floor vote. The GOP will likely have 222 seats in the House compared to the Democrats' 213, giving McCarthy little wiggle room, assuming no Democrats support his bid. Asked at a press conference last month after winning the speaker nomination if he wants Democrats to try to support him, McCarthy said no. We're the majority as Republicans, and we'll get there as Republicans. Of course, he has to. There's no way he could. There's no way he could take Democrat votes and become the speaker and keep any. They would. He would
doesn't want to get any of that on him, is what he's saying.
You can't get elected over your own party. If you know what I'm saying, the only way you can get elected as speaker is with your own. You can't. I mean, you can technically, but that would be death for his career.
Very British of it.
McCarthy beat Biggs to secure the speakership nomination in a 188-31 vote. Some lawmakers, particularly those from the conservative House Freedom Caucus, are withholding support to push for rule changes that would empower individual members in the conference, something the Democrats would never do in exchange for their vote for speaker. So there you have it. Jim Clyburn is going to help that McCarthy become speaker. Cenk Uygur must be thrilled.
I want that Sirota video where I couldn't believe how wormy he was trying to slide that
He was
past.
very wormy.
I couldn't believe it until I saw it, and then I'm thinking this shitty ass movie. I didn't even know it was about climate. I had to look it up what it was about because it was such a bad analogy. What an asshole, man. Oh, Kevin McCarthy. They were all screaming that, every one of these. Kevin McCarthy.
I know.
I didn't even know who the fuck he was when they were saying that.
Hey, we're doing live stand-up.
My boy Jimmy, always with the jokes. Salute to Jimmy. Salute to, whoever that other dude was. That's the reaction for this. Church.